Hey everyone, Ray from LoveYourRV.com here again, and today I'm going to have a look at this wireless backup camera for my RV. This company called Taddy Brothers contacted me and offered to send me out one free of charge in exchange for a review, so I was stoked about that. I've always kind of wanted a wireless camera, not so much for backing up, more for keeping track of those tailgaters that like to sit behind the rig. You know, there's quite a huge blind spot in the back of our fifth wheel, so kind of be nice to see what's going on back there. So the box just arrived. It's got a pretty good weight to it, so we'll take it apart and see what's in there. Okay, there we go, unboxed. It was nice and neatly packed. So let me just go through each item here, see what we got. Start with the camera itself. So I'm pleased to see it appears to be made out of metal. Looks good, high quality. They say the night vision on it, you can see the LEDs in there, is military quality, so that's cool. So we got a little button here. That's probably for pairing it with the display once you get it hooked up. And you've got a little hook up there for the power. I see there's two power cables here. So the camera will need to find 12 volt power, so that'll plug into there and it'll go through into, looks like they got a nice little grommet here, so I'll have to put a hole in the rig and run that through from the outside and find some power on the inside there. And then they got another power for the display, and man, that's a good size display. I think it's a 7-inch display. And it feels pretty good too. It's got good weight to it and a nice coating on the outside. Screen looks good. Nice. And coming out of it, we got a couple wires. The green wire says reverse on it, so that must be to hook up to your reverse system. So when you put the rig into reverse, or the truck into reverse, the camera will come on. And then for the power, so we'll have to find power in the truck. You can either hardwire the power into the truck, or they supply a cigarette lighter. Make it convenient for you in case you want to pull it out. Then in here I see there's several antennas. There's a pair of these, and that looks like they'll go on each unit. There'll be one for the display and one for the camera there. And then there looks like there's even another antenna. This looks like a magnetic one that you put on top of the truck. So I'll have to read up on that. For mounting the display, they've given you a bunch of different options. You have a suction cup mount here, so I guess you could go on the windshield. It's got a nice arm with different positions. Or you can mount it permanent mount here. I guess you can put that on the dash or whatever. And then they gave you a nice little rubber foam insert to go in that, and looks like there's another rubber foam insert there. And then you've got a little remote control. I guess that's to run the display. And finally, this looks like something for shading the sun. Probably hooks on like that. So cool. So far I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the quality. Look, the physical quality of both these items looks good, and it's nice that they give you everything in the packaging. They even give you a couple of Allen keys for tightening the nuts on the mounting sides there. So next step will be to mount the baby. So it's kind of split into two things. One will be on the rig itself. I'm going to have to find a spot. I think I want to find a spot up nice and high, probably up top near the rear of the rig pointing down, so that I can get a nice sweep of the when I'm pulling into a campground or someone's behind me, I'll be able to see. Supposedly this has got quite a range. I think it's 110 degrees or something, so it's kind of a fisheye lens, so you'll be able to see off to both sides. And then in the truck I'll have to find exactly where I want to mount it and how I want to mount it. So I'll start doing the install there. Cool. Okay, looks like I might get a little bit of a dry spell here to get this camera installed. So I just got my battery box up here so I can get a temporary power source before I start drilling through the roof. I think I want to put the camera right up on top of the roof here, right in the center, so I have a good view of the whole area behind the rig. Yeah, just right up in the center, right on the roof rail there. Okay, let's go check the truck. I got the display plugged into my cigarette lighter. See if we got some footage here. Oh yeah, there we go. So that looks pretty good. Same thing here, I just have it temporarily plugged into the cigarette lighter there. But I think what I'm going to do in the truck here is the thing comes with a suction cup mount, so I'll probably use it on the window there and have it set just about here, so when I'm driving it's not really blocking any of my view, but I'll be able to see what's going on behind me. Same with backing up. And then I'm going to run the wires, hide the wires, and probably wire them in below. I'll find some 12 volt power that comes on when the truck turns on, and wire it straight in, because I like to have my lighter socket for other things. I'm also going to also have my dash cam. My dash cam will probably sit up here somewhere, and it'll need power too, so I'll get some power up to the dash area. But first I'm going to install, well, I have a dry day here, I'm going to install the rear backup camera up on the roof there and run it in and catch some power inside the rig. So up on the roof here, see where I'm going to mount the camera, and I'm going to install myself a little junction box here so I can run the wiring in there, and then it can go down through a hole into the rig. The reason I want a junction box is I'm also going to be installing shortly a cellular antenna for a booster, and I'm going to that'll mount onto my ladder rail there, so I'll run another wire over for that. So I thought it best just to put in a junction box for those two items. So now I just have to make a hole in the roof. So I got myself a very long 1/8 inch drill bit, so that I can slowly go through the roof there and hopefully tap through into the cabinets in the back of the rig there. Okay, there we go. Up in my cabinet there. Now I'll be able to drill both ways and hopefully fish the wires down through. Cool. Okay, so just tape the wires I want to feed through onto this long drill bit, and we'll fish it down through and pull it through. I'm going to find the other hole. It's kind of a cavity in between. There we go. So I got my junction box in place, gooped underneath. So that's a nice, well-sealed hole there. And I've mounted my little bracket to hold the camera. They give you a little foam gasket, which I put underneath, and that's really snugged down good and tight, because it's into that end rail there. So that should be good. So now I'll just finish off by applying a liberal coating to die-core coating to all the screws and around the seams and stuff. Looking good. Well, it's turned out to be not a bad fall day here on Vancouver Island, and I got my roof work done. So got her all back together and cleaned up, camera mounted, and like I say, I've got a new cell antenna here. Won't be very long. I'll have a video out on that installation too. That's going to really improve our cell coverage. But continuing on with the camera install, next up is to get into the rig and hook up a 12 volt power source for it, and then finish up the install in the truck. Okay, let's go. Try not to fall down here. Okay, for 12 volt power for that backup camera, I've pulled off the main control panel here in the Cougar, and with my multimeter I've found a 12 volt source. You can see the red wire right here. That's going into a lighting circuit, and then the black wire here is going into a ground circuit, and that's going in to a 12 volt. 12 volts, it's kind of like, you know, a power plug in a car, cigarette lighter type deal. And I cut a little hole in the side of my inside my cabinet here, and that's going to sit in there and provide power for my backup camera. There's where the power wire comes down from the roof, and I just attached it along the back there, and then it'll plug right into that power outlet that I made. Perfect. So when I want to turn off the camera, say I don't want to use any power, or we come to a campground or we're boondocking, I can just unplug that and that'll shut down the power. Just make sure it's still working here. There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's mount that in the truck now. Here we are in the truck. I've decided to mount it using the suction cup mount. I think that'll be best because when I'm not towing the trailer, I'm not going to really want this on the dash. So I'll be able to pull it off and put it away. Also, if I'm in a sketchy area and I think someone's going to break in to steal it, I can just pop it off. You can see where I mounted it there. This is about my field of vision, so it's not going to block anything as far as seeing out the window. It did come with a couple other different mounts though, so you could mount it up high like this. I guess you could go up into the visor there, or there's another flexible mount there, or adjustable mount. But this is the way I'm going to go. And so I'm going to run I've already ran a set of power wires down. I'm going to hide it through this seam in my dash. And I've decided to attach it to the power for the light of my transmission gauge. So what will happen is when I turn on my lights, I'll get power to my camera. So when I'm towing, I like to have all my lights on anyway, so it won't be a problem. So when I hook up and I'm ready to go and tow, I'll turn on my lights and my dash cam, or my backup camera should come on there. Okay, so just got to pull this off. On the back of here I have power and ground, so let me hook that up and we'll give her a test. Well, there we go. Install all complete of the Taddy Brothers wireless backup camera. You can see I got it all wired in. That's the only really part that shows there, but that's okay. I could always hide it behind the dash. There we go. So now it's off as soon as I turn on my lights. Flash is on. And there we go. We got a backup camera. Also a rear view mirror for the back of the trailer. Awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm headed south down the Oregon coast towards California, so I'll spend a week or two and use this, put it through all its paces, and then I'll come back with a full review for all you guys. So stay tuned. Until next time, it's Ray from LoveYourRV.com. Happy trails. Cheers.